Hey everyone. All right, so today we're going to talk about let's normalize having more money, more money, more money, more money. So stay tuned if you want to help manifest more money in your life. Hey everyone, my name is Velez and I'm really excited that you're here with me today. If you're new, you have come to the best channel on the planet. Of course, I'm going to be biased because it's my channel. You've come to the place where we're about leveling the fuck up, manifesting your self-concept, manifesting your best life possible, money, love, specific person, you name it. We're going to cover how do you do it here. And we're going to teach you the ways that actually keep, so you can keep what you want. You probably hear my puppy squeaking her toy in the background. Or, really breaking the internal pattern in you where when you're dating someone or manifesting in the life of your dreams, you don't feel worthy to receive it. So we knock all that shit out the park. We cover everything and anything that you need in order to manifest the life of your dreams. Okay, so behind me, you have to excuse the mess. I am redoing my office. We're getting a glow up. I'm moving next week too, and I'm gonna have an office in my house. So I'm gonna have 2 offices, and I'm really excited for this. So you're gonna see in the next month or so, different backgrounds for me because I was tired of the old one. It's outdated. It doesn't represent my new self-concept or self-identity. So when I level up eternity, so does my fucking reality. And same for you. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's start normalizing that you get to have more money. Let's start normalizing and make it a story for you that money loves you, money has your back, money's always supporting you, you're always receiving more and more and more and more and more. It just gets to come in every single day. It can't stay away from you. It's always finding you. It's always allowing you to live your best life. You love the money that comes to you. You love the relationship you have with money. So this is what I personally do. I've never had big negative or limiting beliefs programmed in me that prevented me from manifesting success and wealth in any of my careers, whether I was a therapist, a coach, an accountant, whatever. But one of the things that I constantly do for myself is, as I do my inner work, is I keep changing any programming or looking at different possibilities because I keep evolving into a different person. My horizons expand. Your horizons will continue to expand. And I start to say, I want this lifestyle instead. I would prefer this instead. And then I start stretching myself into the version of me that normalizes this is what she gets to have. So we were programmed, as we all know, with limiting beliefs from our childhood about money, and we probably manifested in some experiences. Those of you that really struggle, I had periods of my life where I was broke. When I was married to my first husband, he was a Marine. We were super broke, and this is way, like 20 years ago. And, I can remember literally living paycheck to paycheck. In fact, we used to go to those payday loans, which are scams and ridiculous, and we would get caught in that cycle. I always had credit card debt. But at the end of the day, from the level of consciousness and awareness that I had back then, again, this is like 20 something years ago in my early 20s, I didn't know about law of assumption. I didn't know my thoughts create my reality. I still always had this belief in me that it'll be okay. We'll always get ahead. We'll always, have enough to pay everything off. And we always did, even if we had to take those shitty payday loans. Like, there was something that always came through for us in the nick of time. However, I didn't want to keep living like that, right? I felt like I was in survival mode. Like, you really couldn't thrive in that mode. I was living in a lot of anxiety, and I would have to tell myself, it'll be okay. You guys will pull it together. You always get the money to pay this or that. And we did. We were never evicted, never homeless. Rent was always paid. Food was always in the refrigerator, and, bills were always paid as well as the car. So we were doing okay, but not thriving, not super successful. So as I moved from that version to a woman now who has way more than enough, it's because I had to expand my money story. I had to expand my relationship with money. I had to redefine what it is that I wanted for myself. And one of the things when you're doing that is you can't look at, well, how am I going to get it? Because I used to work 9 to 5s too. Obviously, I don't do that anymore and haven't for quite a while. But in the 9 to 5, we get really limited into I have no idea how I'm going to make, I'm just going to throw this money number out here. But let's say $500,000 if I'm over here making 60,000. There's no way that in this company I can't see logically how I can move to that. And this is what we normally do. This is how your brain is designed, is when you decide you want something, or you're thinking of wanting something, not deciding, you're thinking you want something, you're preferring something different, your brain does its job by jumping in and trying to warn you of the ways that, hey, that's probably not going to happen. But we're going to override that, because that's the power of the spiritual mind. It's overriding the practical mind and understanding that your job is just to keep normalizing and choosing the desired reality you want, where money gets to flow to you from unexpected and expected sources, that you keep making more and more. Somehow, some way, more and more money just keeps showing up. You don't even have any fucking idea where it's going to come from, but it always comes. It always comes to you. It flows to you. It finds you. And you just keep persisting in this story so that you're programming your mind for more. You're normalizing for you a different way of thinking, that if that were your reality, where you were manifesting in thousands more dollars every week or day or month, or you were hitting X amount of dollars yearly, like whatever you're deciding for you. I'm sorry about the puppy, but we got to roll with it. Okay, we're going to bring her with us so she can stop squeaking her little toy. Isn't she so cute? Last time in the video, she was like looking sideways, so you couldn't even see her cute little face. Okay, so look at her hair, guys. All right, sorry, I just love her. So you're normalizing how you would think if this were your life, right? Like, you expect more money to come. You feel secure with money. You're not worried about when is the next dollar going to flow to you, or if you're going to have enough money to pay at the end of the month, right? To pay all your bills. Like, it's your reality that you feel really comfortable knowing that more and more money is coming to you every day, and that you're playing with more money, right? Like, so we also have a habit, and I used to do this too, where you always have a certain amount in your bank account. Everybody's threshold is different. Mine was a certain number that no matter what, I did not fall below that anytime any expenditures came up, somehow, some way, I always ended up with that certain dollar amount. So I kept stretching that and stretching it and normalizing for myself that, no, I get to have this amount of money sitting in my bank account at all times. It feels so good knowing that this is the minimum amount that my bank account holds. I always have this amount of money. And I jumped it to make it 6 figures, and that's in my bank account always, right? So, and I'm even stretching that because it's just a fucking thought game. That's all we're doing, is creating a new story, a new thought pattern that supports a different reality that we're not used to. But just because you're not used to something doesn't mean you can't have it, and doesn't mean it can't stay. So you're training yourself to see a different reality, right? You're training yourself to see a different mindset, a new way of thinking, a new perspective of what would your relationship be like with money if you had more money than you could spend. That no matter how much money you spent, more was always, flowing into you immediately. It doesn't matter how much you spend. It's always rejuvenating itself in your bank account. You feel safe, you feel secure, you feel loved, you feel so supported by money. And we got to really look at, there's a lot of negative beliefs. People have different opinions of capitalism and money, and I'm not going to get into all that shit, but none of it's true, right? Because just because somebody believes it, including yourself, doesn't mean it's true. Like, ultimately, it doesn't mean that it's the only truth to think one way. That's why we're able to change our belief system, because we see other people that have what we want, and they think a different way, and they speak a different way, and they teach us to see something differently. And if we accept that way, which you guys are, because you're on these channels learning how to manifest your best life, then you're open to the possibility of, whoa, I am powerful. I can create a different reality for myself, right? So you get to create a new truth for you. And the new truth can be that, I always have more and more money coming to me. I get to live the lifestyle of my dreams. I get to be surrounded in luxury. So we don't have to take negative beliefs. Like, one of my negative beliefs was that you have to work hard for your money. I grew up in the hustle culture. I grew up where that was drilled into your head my entire adult life. And so that's taken a lot of effort on my part to really change that belief system and not look at, because I would feel guilty. Like if I'm getting passive income, I'm like, oh my God, but I'm like, girl, do you know how hard you work? Like I literally work almost 7 days a week, and not because I have to, because I actually love what the fuck I do. And I enjoy it. And being an entrepreneur, there's always something for me, and I have people working for me, and it just gets better and easier. And my new story is that I get to work less and less and less. So I've eradicated any guilt from that because it isn't true. It's just what was programmed in me. But there's even, stupid beliefs that people think like people with money are evil, or people with money, they're greedy. No, the fuck we're not, okay? Money is not evil. It is literally an object. And it's the beliefs surrounding the object that will determine how you feel about money, what your perception is of money, and whether or not you have money flowing to you or you don't, okay? And to me, what I believe and what I have seen from my own success, but also other people that I've known and get to meet constantly with success, like if you were a shitty person before you got money and you didn't work on yourself, then you're going to be a shitty person with money. If you're a good person before you had money, then you're still going to be a good person while having money. I think the only thing that money can kind of tweak a little bit is you get more freedom, you get more options, you feel less limited because of these options and because of the choices you now have. You're not limited because you have the money to pay for certain things, to have different experiences that maybe you couldn't before because the money wasn't there. And that in itself could be a limiting belief, right? Because we can still manifest in experiences like trips and luxury and items and different materialistic things without us having to generate the money for it. But for me personally, I like money. I like having a lot of money because I get to do so many good things with it. I get to donate. I just donated to a fund in Haiti for the kids over there because, listen, I live in the US and like, I know what it's like to be broke in the US, but like we still, even at really broke, we still have so much more than those poor children in Haiti that, not getting here political, but nobody should have to live like that. Like they don't even have the basics. They don't even have a fucking toilet, running water. They don't have a trash system, a sewer system, nothing. They don't even have food. Like it's awful. My heart was breaking. So I definitely was donating. And if you want to learn more about that, there's a channel on YouTube called Indigo Traveler, and he goes all over the world, and he's from New Zealand, and he's like I don't know if he's a journalist or not, but he's just really interested in how the rest of the world lives. And he goes to like war-torn countries. He's gone to North Korea. He goes all over. But his last 2 videos were about Haiti. And it's like, I knew how bad Haiti was because we have a lot of Haitians over here and they're amazing people in South Florida. And I've learned about that from living down here, but I did not understand how destitute it really is, and it just broke my heart seeing these amazing people have to fucking suffer, and nobody should live like that. Anyways, so do you see, because I am a person who likes to help and give back, I'm able to donate money to causes that open my heart, right? Where I feel really compelled to want to help and support because I can't do anything else for Haiti except manifest in my mind a better outcome from them, which I'm doing as well. So sometimes we can throw money at a problem to help support it because maybe we're limited in other ways that we could really help that particular instance, right? So money isn't bad. I get to invest back in my business, which allows me to help more people all over the world, which allows me to keep educating and teaching what I know is my truth and really see thousands and thousands and thousands of people benefit and become more wealthy, more happy, more loved, bless you, in their dream relationships, like living their best fucking life. So I get to do that because I have money coming in to be able to hire people to help me and invest and create the resources I need to be able to get this shit out to the world, right? I also get to help people in my family. There's people in my family that if I didn't have money, I would not be able to support them in certain ways that I want to support them. So, and it goes on and on and on. So think of the good people that you are, all the beauty that you can benefit, to yourself, but also the world, if you had an overflow of fucking money and excess of money to be able to do this stuff. So money doesn't make anybody bad. It really just exaggerates who you already were before you had money, So if somebody's an asshole, they're an asshole with money or without money. So I'm just sharing this because there's so many corrupt messages about money. And it's usually from people who don't have money because they don't understand that it really doesn't change them. They might feel jaded or resentful that they don't have money, and they feel powerless, right? Because they don't understand their true power and that they can manifest a different reality for themselves. So you want to expand your mind. You really want to normalize your way of thinking and change your relationship with money. You want to really understand what are your limiting beliefs around money and change those so that money feels good to you, that having more of it doesn't create guilt or shame or feeling like, you shouldn't have this, right? It's going to make you bad, because that's all bullshit. And you'll know because it'll come up for you, right? When you see yourself in this reality, when you're affirming these statements to you, as you're programming your mind to normalize this reality for yourself, it takes time for it to feel really normal. And you'll know when you're in that process, the opposing thoughts that pop up in your mind, right? The thoughts that say, no, you can't have this because of X, Y, and Z. So you just pay attention to that stuff, and then you focus on the desired reality. You focus on the version of you that doesn't feel guilty, that gets to have all the money, gets to make it easy, and gets to be able to benefit not only yourself, but everybody else in the world or in your own personal, family, friend circle, whatever you want to do that makes you feel good about doing it. That's your prerogative. And you know what? I'm not a judgy kind of bitch. So if you're someone's like, I don't want to help anyone, well, I don't care. You do what you want. It's your fucking reality. Doesn't make you a bad person either if you don't want to share your money. Like, to each their own. Like, we got to stop judging people, for decisions they make. If it's not hurting other people, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, let people live their best life and figure out what they want for themselves. So, all right, Masha and I love you. And we just wanted to share this with you. So drop some comments about your new story of money and share so you guys get ideas from each other, and just persist in changing the story in you until it becomes natural for you to think that way on your own, and to know that you are this wealthy person. You are a rich as fuck person, right? All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.